Okay, I am live, and this is actually my first time to be live on this page. So, for those of you who are watching, and for those of you who will be watching on replay, uh, my name is Annalisa, and this is just a page that we've created to help people who want to ask questions about UK immigration. So anything about immigration, ask us, and you'll see on this channel it's all about immigration, all about immigration. So there's been many changes with immigration. So we have Brexit coming. Well, Brexit has already happened, so I'm not going to talk about Brexit, but I want to talk about the changes that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks, and the changes of the visa applications in the UK. So, firstly, we have the immigration health surcharge going up in October. So, if you are watching and you have a pending application, or your visa is about to expire and you need to submit your application. If you submit in October, you're going to have to pay the increased immigration health surcharge. So at the moment, if you submit your application, so before October, so before you have still have 3 weeks time. So if you submit before October, then you only have to pay 1,000 immigration health surcharge. But if your visa expires, let's say in December, then obviously you can't apply well before October, because that's still plenty of time. Usually you apply sort of 2 months before, or 28 days before your visa expires. Then you're going to have to pay 1,560 immigration health surcharge. So that's a lot of money, I must say. So this immigration health surcharge started in, was it 2016? I can't remember on top of my head, but it started with just the it started with £200 per month, per year, that you're applying for your visa. So for those who were granted 2.5 years, only had to pay 500 immigration health surcharge, and then they increased it to 1,000, and they and to £1,000. I think it stayed there for about a couple of years. And then in October, again, the Home Office decided that, oh, we're going to increase it. And so they're increasing it to 1,560. So £560 increase in the immigration, in the fees that you have to pay. That's a lot of money. Okay. So okay, hi Ali Khan, thanks for joining. Okay, I'll be addressing this question in a bit. Okay, so if you hang on, I just wanted to get the sort of like the updates, and then I'll deal with your question. So the other thing that's kind of changed the way immigration application in the UK, the procedure, there's been changes in procedure. So as you know, with the COVID-19 pandemic, there has the visa centers have been closed, and it's been difficult for people who need to attend the biometrics appointment. And in fact, at the moment, it's not fully they're not fully open yet. I've submitted some applications, several months, and then we're still waiting for the appointments to be open. And the Home Office has now given people choices. So if you attend your appointment, you normally have to pay £110 for that. And because the Home Office, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, they created this app where you don't have to go to the visa center. So it saves you 110. And what they do is they ask you to download an app where you can take your ID, I think. but I can't tell you how that app operates, okay? Because I haven't seen it, and the clients that have been given choices to download this app have not opted for this, and just they've decided to just go for the biometrics appointment, even though they have to wait. Okay, so there are two choices. You don't have to download this app. You just you can still book the appointment at the visa center. Now, if you want to save 110 for the biometrics appointment, feel free to download this app. But the difficulty would be is when you opt for this app, you then have to upload all your documents using the app. Now, if you're applying for 2.5 years visa, that's a lot of documents that you're going to be scanning using your phone. So this size of the phone, okay, so phone, that's a lot of, you have to literally screenshot or take a picture of each document. So it will take you a lot of time. So if time is worth saving 110, then do it. But otherwise, it may take you a whole day to even upload. And from my experience with using home office apps, it's not very functional. In fact, with EU settlement, if you've heard of EU settlement, so people, the way people can apply for EU settlement, pre-settled or settled status, they have to use the phone to do their biometrics, to take photo of their face, take photo of their document, scan it, and there's a lot of bugs, and sometimes it doesn't work, and so you have to keep redoing it. But eventually they work. Okay, so if you want to save money on 110, but you don't want to scan all your documents using the phone, then your only option would be to go and wait for the biometrics appointment becoming available at the visa center. Okay, so that's one. So that's two two changes that's going to be that's already happened, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, so those are the only things. The other thing I wanted to mention is in the I'm sorry, there's a noise with this alarm going on. If you are going to be no, I've lost my thought now. Let me gather it. This is terrible. This alarm. Okay, so yeah, I've got my thoughts back. So what I was going to say was that if you are struggling to pay for your fees, immigration fees, because as you know, it's going to be very expensive for you to apply for home office fees and immigration health surcharge starting from October. So if you are struggling and you can show that you are going to be destitute if you pay for your home office fees, then consider applying for the fee waiver. So fee waiver is an application for those who are really struggling, who are going to be destitute if if you pay for the home office fees. And it's free to apply, and all you have to do is complete an application online and then submit it with your documents, showing your bank statements, showing your income, because when you complete the application, it asks for what your income, what your expenses are. And clearly, if you don't have any money to apply for your visa, then the home office should consider granting you the fee waiver. It's not guaranteed, because they will look at whether or not you can pay the home office fees, and they may ask if you have family or friends who you can borrow money from. But if you already included, the debts that you owe to people because you've been struggling and have been borrowing money, and therefore you can't borrow any more money, then consider applying for the fee waiver. Okay, so that's what I want to say in this video. Okay, so Ali, okay, so overstay 15 year, any possibility for visa? it really depends on your situation. Okay, so I have many clients, and in fact many overstayers have been hanging on for this amnesty, isn't it? We're really hoping, we were hoping, right? And it's going to be 1 year when Boris Johnson has been, elected as a leader or prime minister. We've been hanging on to him implementing what he promised, because he promised, didn't he? He promised that he's going to consider granting amnesty to overstayers, and that's never happened. There has never been an official announcement. There has never been an indication that the government will, consider the consider granting amnesty. And I think from, from reading materials online, reading some information about amnesty, it's I think that the British government are very reluctant to grant this amnesty because they already consider that they have a category of application where overstayers can regularize their stay, and this is where I'm going to be, saying this. So if you are an overstayer and you can say that, look, I've been here 15 years and I have a partner who is also a settled person. When I say settled, it means they're either British, they have indefinite leave to remain, or they are a European citizen who has, okay, so I'm saying European citizen who has settled or pre-settled status. Then, you know, you may, I'm saying you may, I'm saying you, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, because when you submit your application, it really depends on what documents you can submit, okay? So if you are in the category that I mentioned, that you have a partner with a settled who is a settled person in the UK, then you may be able to apply, okay, to regularize your stay. Now, when I say you may be able to, it also depends on the person, because the Home Office, when you apply, when you overstayed, they already take note to that, okay? So you overstayed and you applied for whatever category of visa, unless, and I'm saying unless, you have a child who's British, okay? So if you have a child who's British and you overstayed and you applied, it's almost guaranteed that they will grant you the visa, okay? And there's a lot of people will say, yes, that's true, okay? Those who have applied, and I've known many people, that's the quickest way of regularizing your stay, even though you've been in the UK 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. So that's as long as you've got a child who's British, then they won't deport you and they won't refuse the application. But for those other categories, like the partner route that I've mentioned, so if you're on with a partner, can you stay in the UK? Can you switch from being overstayer to then having a partner's visa? It's very rare for the Home Office to grant it first time. Okay, so very rare. In fact, in my experience, I've only had one application where my client overstayed and then applied for a spouse visa, partner's visa. Sorry, not spouse, partner's visa. And it was granted. It was on the basis that they were not married. They're not married. They could not go back to the home country to do whatever they needed to do, and so they applied. And he was, surprisingly, he granted first time he made the application. Now, I said very rare. So when you applied, even though you switched from being an overstayer to a partner's visa, it will be refused. It will be refused first time. And like I said, it's very rare if it's granted straight away. So the reason why they refuse this is because it's already in the rules that if you are an overstayer, you are they consider it's can be considered, if you are an overstayer, it's a criminal offense, right? So they already categorized it as a criminal offense if you overstayed, if you are an overstayer. So So they refuse. You apply, you pay for the fees, you get a refusal. Okay, they refuse you and they say sorry, we don't accept your application, it's rejected. When that's refused, you then have a right to appeal. Now, it is when you appeal and you have a very good evidence that there is no absolute point, it would be pointless for you as an overstayer to then return to your home country, okay, and apply from there, because that's what they expect you to do. If you are an overstayer and you have a partner, they expect you to return to your home country and apply from there. If you don't, you have to have reason why you don't. But there's also a guidance in the court. So if you go to the tribunal, there's a guidance on the tribunal where the judges consider this case law. Okay, it's a case law where if the applicant, okay, so if you are applying for a spouse visa, um, the home office, like I said, the home office expects you to apply from your home country. And when you apply from your home country, you have to have these two um, mandatory requirements. Mandatory means, you have to have it. Otherwise, if you don't, there's no point applying. It will be refused. Definitely will be refused. Okay. So these two things are, you have English language test. Okay, because that's one of the requirements. If you're going to be applying for spouse visa, you have an English language test. And second, your sponsor, meaning the person, the partner, your partner who is British or settled person, earns an income of 18,600 before tax. Okay, so those are the two requirements that you have to comply if you return to your home country. Now, if you are already in the UK, okay, and you applied hoping that the home office will say yes, and as I said, majority of the time, like 98% of the time, they will say no, but they will give you opportunity to appeal against that decision, depending on your immigration history. So if it's your first time application, then they will give you appeal rights. So when you appeal and the judge looks at that, and you can say, look, there is absolutely no point of me going back to my home country. I already have the English language test. I can already show that my partner earns 18,600. Then, just grant me, judge, please listen. Don't let me travel all the way to my home country only for the home office to say yes and then for me to return again. Okay, that's the argument. So in most cases, if you have these two requirements, then the judge will say yes. Okay, yes, the appeal is allowed. So those are one of the ways that you can win your appeal. But there are also other ways. Obviously, it depends on your case, and I can't cover everything. Okay, but if you're just saying I've been here 15 years, but I don't have this. I don't have a partner. I don't have a partner. I don't have a child. Can I apply? And unfortunately, from my experience, and I have assisted many overstayers who tried to apply, because in the past, before I think I would say before 2017, it seemed that the judges were quite not the judges, but the attitude towards overstaying was not so um, uh, well, I was trying to find the word. Okay, there's an attitude where it was a little bit flexible before 2017, 2016, and but after that it's completely changed, and I think it's probably to do with Brexit. I have no idea, but something changed in immigration, and something changed in the way overstayers application are dealt with. And it might not be published, but it might be behind the doors. We don't know. Where if you're an overstayer, it really doesn't matter, because they've introduced this 20-year rule now, isn't it? You have to wait 20 years before you can actually apply to regularize your stay. So if you are just 15 years, I'm telling you, if you apply now, and because if you apply now thinking that that's enough time to prove your private life, it will be refused. In fact, I had one application, 2017. I'm sorry, 17 years. 2017. Sorry, 17 years she's been in the UK, and that was refused. Okay, so um, 15 years. It's long enough, but not quite long enough to for it to be considered, um, for the Home Office to grant you the visa, because they've already got this category of 20-year private life. And so for overstayers you know who don't have um, the category that I mentioned, like having a child and having a partner, then it would be a complete waste of, not complete waste. You would be definitely be refused. And I'm saying definitely because this is from experience. But again, it depends on your circumstances. If you are saying to me, I really can't, because with visas, each case is really different. So that's why when you have friends saying, oh yes, but my friend applied and we had similar case, and how come I got refused and she was granted the visa? What? Why? The reason why, it's because you don't know that when she applied for a visa, her situation changed, or maybe you didn't know some things that she applied some facts in her application that's not really the same as your case. So each case is different, and therefore sometimes it may seem that how come this person got it and I had, and this person didn't. Different case, because each case worker will look at whatever documents they have in front of them, and if the person um, applied and provided all explanations why they're applying, then most likely it will be granted. Now I will give you one example. One example is I applied for a visit visa for my client. Okay, now she was an overstayer in the UK for many years. I think probably 5 6 years, an overstayer in the UK. She met a British person. They Let me just think. Yeah, she met a British person. They went to her home country. They got married there. Okay, so they thought, well, okay, we're just going to live in your home country, and that was their plan. But for some reason, not for some reason, but unfortunately, the husband then was diagnosed with I think cancer. Okay, and so he had to he returned to the UK, and then while in the UK, then obviously my client, who is in her home country, couldn't apply. Well, obviously, she was an overstayer, so she was very, very worried that she won't be able to join her husband. Okay, so unfortunately, as well, for her husband couldn't meet the income requirement, which is 18,600 per year. So the only way we could do it was to get a visit visa. Okay. Now I'm saying it's also very difficult for a person to apply for visit visa if they're married to a UK citizen, because the Home Office will require that person from outside the UK, the wife, the husband of a British person, to apply for a spouse visa or partner's visa, not to visit visa. Okay, so if you go to another lawyer, a lawyer who might not have experience in these kind of cases, they may say, well, you can't apply. So, you can't apply visit visa. You have to apply for spouse visa. Okay. So we applied for visit visa, and we explained why it's visit visa application. It is because the husband is about to be operated and, need his wife. And so we submitted a doctor's document. So our explanation, um, when we explained that she had to come to the UK to be with her husband, and the reason for that is because he's about to be operated. and we had evidence that that was the case, like from a doctor, then she got granted a visa. Okay, so now when she comes to the UK, she will hold a visit visa, but there will be no stopping her from then switching from visit visa to, limited leave to remain, family life. It won't be under the 5-year route. It will be under the 10-year route um, because it's not, she doesn't comply with all the requirements. So it will take her longer to get the indefinite leave to remain. But she will be able to, and there's a strong argument why she should be granted limited leave to remain, because she can't then go back all the way, from traveling all the way to her home country to come to the UK to be with her husband, and then just leave her leave her husband and go back again. I mean, it doesn't make sense, right? I mean, it seems quite inhumane, leaving a husband who needs care on his own, because of immigration policies. Okay, so when she comes here, then she'll be able to not she'll be able to she will apply to switch, and whatever evidence we can provide, we will provide. Okay, so that's one example of not all advice, or not all immigration. It's just you can't do this, you can't do that. Each case is different, and that's why each case will be looked at if you are going to um, make the application and convince the home office. So um, so that's it, really, guys. So I think I've been going on for 26 minutes, and I'm hoping that this live has been useful for you guys. And if you have any questions, just pop them on this on the comments, and please don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Now that I've discovered that you can actually do live on YouTube, then I think maybe I will just be here and give you more information about UK visas. Okay, is it alive? Yeah, this is live. This is live, Karen. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, thanks, Yosuna. Okay. Contact number. I tell you what. I think there is a link on this on the description, Ali. There's a link, and you should be able to email us. Once you email us, so what I tell you, I will explain. This is actually free, so I'm giving you this for free, because this is a free channel. So Pinoy UK, Immigration UK, Problems and Solutions, it's free. And so I am not selling anything, but I am an immigration solicitor. I have my firm. I work for myself. So, and you can also find me on Facebook. So I will, well, I don't know how we're going to do this, but I'm not selling. I'm just, this is just all for free. So you just ask me questions. But Ali, there's a description on this channel, and it says something like you can go to, it's a website where you can ask questions, and then I will give you my contact details from there when you email. Okay, I think that answers your question. Okay, so well, I'm going to hang around for maybe another 2 minutes, just in case you have questions for me. And if not, if you watch this live, then leave your questions on the comment, and we will get back and answer to that. And perhaps I will do this, like weekly, because there's so many things I can share about immigration that I hope you will find useful. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to go. I think, because yeah, it's almost 30 minutes I've been on live. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope you, wherever you're watching, I hope you have a lovely evening. Okay, bye. Thanks, everyone. Bye.